for our listeners who don't, they hear the name Thomas Leonard being thrown around and don't know who Thomas Leonard is. He is known as the father of modern coaching. Do you want to give a little more depth into this dear friend of yours that most people have heard about, maybe if they're in the coaching industry?
Yeah, he had been a CPA. Actually, he had been raised, as he said on many late night sessions we sat and talked. He had been raised to be the first American pope, which just finally recently happened. His mom was a fanatic about Thomas was going to be it, and Thomas left home early and self-trained and then got his degree and whatever, and then became a CPA. He actually was a controller for Est, the guy of Earhart,
Oh,
Warner Earhart. He was a controller there for about a year, and so he saw that from the inside. But he told the story that he was working with a young couple one day on their finances and their planning and blah, blah, blah. And they called him one day and said, "We're at the car dealership and we can't figure out which color we want on this car. And you've been really good at coaching us through good general stuff." Uh, and when they finished that call, however that ended, he thought, coaching, that's that's actually what I've been. I wonder what that is. And that's when he became a coach. He'd seen through Earhart, he'd seen, the developmental movement. He CPA, he knew that he had logic, he had all that. Great, very sensitive guy, a real feeler. And so that was the start. And then later he built Coach U, which was the Harvard of coaching early on, and started the International Coach Federation, and then later started the International Association.
So in your book that you have, you've got different principles, speaking of coaching, and one is on self-awareness. Well, several, but one in particular is that who do you know that really knows who they really are? So my question is, do you know who you really are?
I'm still discovering who Steve is. I mean, it wasn't a week ago. I found another piece, or another piece found me, showed up and says, "Oh, yeah, look at that. I got a pride piece running right there." And I'm so facile at the tools now, it takes me like 8 seconds. And I mean, there's no resistance in me at all. Awareness is the key.
Right.
So I'm always, but I have two coaches who coach me. I've got a head coach who helps me think, and I've got a heart coach who helps me feel. So I always characterize it, say, as I go down my path in life, I've got one on each side keeping me out of the bar ditch, up on my road, on my path. Because I know the technology. That's not ego. I do. I know a lot of coaching technology. I've got a ton of tools, and I can help lots of folks. But I can't see me the way a trained and experienced coach can see me. And so I will never not have coaches in my life helping me make my life be better from the inside of me, not because of something they bring to the table other than process.
Yeah.
And they love me. I love them. There's complete trust. And so, my head coach say, "Listen to what you just said, cowboy." And I went, well, I said, blah, blah.
So, Steve, if you had a final thought or a final message you wanted to listen to people who made it through the podcast to this point, what would that message be?
Well, the first thing comes to mind, I'm not kidding here. Be sure to say thank you to the people who have been important along the way. And that's me to Candace. I really, really appreciate you having shown up my life in all the ways that you've helped me learn and grow. And you've supported me without restriction the whole way. And I really thank you for that. So,
Well, the feeling's mutual. And I even wrote an article thanking my angels, and Steve was the number one angel that I started off with.
well, there you go. Thank you. And so suggestion for somebody, thank people along the way, notice them and pay attention to that, and communicate that with them. You don't have to be great at it. You just have to be intentional that you're not on a journey by yourself. There's always people there and include them, and it'll make your life richer and theirs. But here's where I am now, what I know, and all there is love, and everything else is just noise.
Yeah.
Turn down the noise and turn up the love, and it'll all work out really, really well.
Well, I have to say, Steve, thank you very much for taking time out of your day to share your story, which really we've only scratched that surface. I'm sure there's so many other stories that we can pull out, and perhaps we will. But I want to say thank you very, very much. And so, should people want to learn more about you and what you offer, where should they go?
I got 2 websites. You can go to LinkedIn and just look up me there. But my website is Straus USA. That's STRAUS USA.com.
Please hit the like button and comment below with what resonated for you from Steve's story. Remember, to help unlock the mystery of your history, click the link below.
And that is Authority of One, shattering the myths that other people tell us about ourselves so that we can clearly see ourselves for who we truly are.